hello, my name is Mara, and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Okay guys, this is going to be kind of a weird or unusual mid-month check-in because it's just a weird and unusual time for me personally, for us globally at this point. I am not well. Luckily I have a friend who's staying with me this weekend anyway, which was very sweet of her. She's out doing a grocery run for me, trying to secure my supplies for the pandemic. And so I'm trying to film this while she is out. I need to just have a very quick edit, so there will be more ums and likes in this than normal, so just know that. And I'm in a real weird headspace, as I think many of us are. It has been a really tumultuous couple of weeks for me. So I do live in Nashville, and if you're not aware, there were some really horrifying tornadoes that hit our community and very close to me. I mean, it was about like a half mile away from me that this tornado came through. So my specific neighborhood is in tatters. Then I did get my kittens, which is great, but they have been very, very scared. The lady who was keeping them basically told me, like, hey, look, I've had a pretty hard time socializing them. Just know that, like, they're very, very shy. So that has been more stressful than relaxing so far. And it's just emotional in a way that I wasn't totally expecting, to have these little creatures that I am in charge of and who are relying on me. But we have this weird relationship where they're really, really like scared of people, basically. So trying to get them to trust me. So that has been very emotional. And then of course the pandemic of it all. It's scary. It's also emotional for me because my father passed away about 18 months ago from the flu. So talking a lot about immunocompromised people. It's an emotional topic for me, even above things being very kind of scary and chaotic right now. I have been put on remote work, so in theory I will have more time to read, but I will say that as a result of all of that going on, I have just been in a real weird headspace. I have barely read anything in 5 days. Now, before that, I was like on a roll, tearing through things. So I actually have read 10 books so far this month. I was either like wrapping things up or whatever. So all that to say, this might be a little scattered. Like I said, I'm not going to edit this much, so I'm just going to kind of talk about what I've read so far, what I might read next, and I just honestly am going to put an asterisk next to all of this. I'm hoping now that, I'm working remotely and I'm not as like distracted thinking about my kittens, like trying to do all of that at night when I get home. I'm hoping that maybe I'll start to be a little more chill. I'm hoping that the sickness I have right now is going to calm down. I think, I'm on the right direction with that. In terms of what I've already read, like most of what I've read already, I've really, really liked, or at least enjoyed pretty well. So let's see here. I did read 2 Lindsay Sands. So I read The Wrong Highlander and Hunting for a Highlander. So The Wrong Highlander, while it has one of the most amazing romance covers I've seen in quite a while, like the most glistening man titty ever, it was only okay. It was the formula of this Highlander series, which is like a bunch of big dumb brothers who are finding their lady loves. There's always like a murder mystery component to it, and like kind of goofy hijinks in the Highlands in ye old medieval Scotland. It had all those components. I just didn't think it did anything particularly interesting with them. So that one was only okay, but I did like better Hunting for a Highlander. I thought that one was more fun. I really liked the heroine in that one. She was very spunky. So that one was more fun. But both of those were like just fun, light reads. I also read a different historical romance called To Have and to Hoax, which I think I'll probably talk about in my end of the month check-in, because the writing was fantastic and the characters were so great. The plotting let it down a little bit, and I'll talk more about that probably at the end of the month, but this was so good. And if you're looking for someone who kind of writes in the same vein as Tessa Dare, I think Martha Waters probably has you covered. That was really good. What else did I get to? I read Girl Gone Viral by Alicia Rye, and it was super, super cute. I didn't necessarily think the romance totally worked, but I really loved everything else about it. So I still ended up giving it 4 stars because I was just so into it. And, I don't know, I've had this problem with a couple of her sort of more slow burny kind of books, that she doesn't always sell me on the turn from like pining for each other to actual getting togetherness. But I will mention that she makes lube sexy. Like she has it be a part of a sexy moment. So, you know, I think that's always for the good. So good job there. Kind of a letdown was Destination Unknown by Agatha Christie. So maybe I'll talk more about that in my end of the month check-in as a disappointment, but it was fine. But even now I'm struggling to remember what even happened in this book. It was some sort of spy thrillery thing. Oh my God, it literally has left my mind for the most part. Some of that might be because I'm in a weird headspace, but let's just say that I had a fine enough time while, oh, I just remembered. Yeah, it was kind of bonkers. It was about like these scientists who were defecting to the commies, basically. It was a lot, and it was okay, but definitely not one of her better ones. So yeah, maybe I'll say more about that at the end of the month, but that was a new one to me. I hadn't read that one from her before. Oh, I did. Okay. Getting into two books I really liked, and we'll definitely talk more about at the end of the month, but just wanted to shout out as things that I would recommend. So the first is I did read 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. So I put this in my Goodreads review, and I want to reiterate now. This spoils a number of classic mystery plot points. The one that I most want to warn you about is that it spoils a key plot component of the murder of Roger Ackroyd, and Then There Were None, and the ABC murders from Agatha Christie. So just like be warned, that's a thing that happens in this book. I don't think this is a perfect book. This is a book that was very much like up my alley, and it has a very meta quality to it that I quite enjoyed. So while I can see that there will be people who do not like this, for me it really worked. Yeah, I really had a good time with this one. I liked that it kind of, like, I immediately guessed the things that were going to happen in this, and it sort of like calls that out in a meta way that I found quite satisfying. So I don't know, this one just ended up really working for me. But I don't know if everyone will feel that way. I enjoyed it. And then guys, Murderbot. So I got an arc of Network Effect from Martha Wells. I loved this book so much. It is not as good as All Systems Red. I would say I was between a 4 and a 4.5 star. I went with a 4.5 star on this because I just loved it. But the plotting in this one is a little off in terms of the pace. I think because this is the first time it's getting turned into a full novel instead of just a novella length work, I do think that there's a little bit of weirdness in terms of how some of the events unfold, but the writing is so good. It is so funny. I marked so many lines as things that made me laugh out loud, and the character work is just so good. Art is back in this one, so that was a delight. It's just real good, guys. So get ready. This is coming out, I think, in May. Get excited because it's so good. That was just great. So that's most of what I've finished reading, and then I have a couple of things that are in progress. So I have Rage Becomes Her by Soraya Chemaly, and this is my audio pick right now. Now that I'm going to be working from home, I don't know, I guess I could still listen to the audiobook, but I may switch to mostly reading this as physical book. This is really good. I think it's very interesting. It's an exploration of kind of like female anger and how women are socialized to think about and express anger. It's very thought-provoking. I'm enjoying it. It's my kind of nonfiction. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I think I mentioned this in my female rage book video. So that's in progress. I am trying to finish up The Last Wish. This has been like kind of what I've been working on. This is the one that I'm trying to get through right now whenever I can focus. And I really enjoy this. Like I'm into the vibe of this. I'm into the tone. It has kind of a fairy tale quality to it that I really like. I see why this is a classic and why people really enjoy it. And if I was in a different frame of mind, I think I would have already finished this, but focusing on reading has been a struggle. So anyway, this one, really good. Hoping I'm going to finish that up soon. And then I am so behind in the read along that I am hosting. And as we talked about at the top, I just can't help it. It's just how like life has been going recently. So I am trying to get through The Count of Monte Cristo. I think I'm at like page 300-ish. I'm supposed to be at page like 600-ish. I really like what I've read so far. This is making, and maybe like this is making me think I might do a whole video about this. This is making me realize that I struggle these days with really long books in terms of having the right mindset to get through them, but I have very much enjoyed what I've read. Poor Sweet Dante's is like, yeah, like you feel a lot of sympathy for him. You know, I'm looking forward for him to get fully into his revengeness of it all. I enjoyed all the hijinks in the prison with Father Abbe, I forget what his name is, but the priest dude. Like, I've liked everything I've read of this so far, and it's been fun for me to see people who are doing Monte Cristo March talking about how they got like completely sucked in and they've not been able to put it down, and then with the pandemic happening and people kind of being on either full or light quarantine, people saying like, oh, this is like, I'm so glad I have this to like fully sink into. So I'm happy that this has been a constructive project for other people. For me, I think timing wise, this has not worked out the best, but I'm hoping that maybe now that I'm working from home and I'm at least not having to like get ready in the morning and, you know, do my commute, that's going to free up some time for me. And also I think just like, it's a more chill vibe working from home. So I'm hoping I can use that time to catch up with this, because I'm going to finish this and I'm hoping I can still finish it in March. That's at least the goal. So that's in progress. And then in theory, what am I going to read next? Oh gosh, it's hard for me to even think about that, to be honest, but I would say of all the things left on what I'm in theory supposed to be reading for the month, the only one that I'm going to say for sure I'm going to get to is The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite. This is my We Need Diverse Romance pick for the month of March, and it's short, it's light, it should be fun. There's a Discord thread up for it if you're interested in participating in that, but I just haven't gotten to this yet, but I definitely will before the end of the month. So I'm looking forward to getting to this. In terms of arcs, I actually think the only one I am hoping to read this month that I have left is Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier. This is a thrillery, like a domestic thriller kind of thing. Heard really good things about this author, so I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this. I think this comes out towards the end of April. Yeah, the 21st is when this comes out. So those are really probably the two I have as a priority aside from what I have in progress right now to get to. I picked Dr. Ola von Schuler's Brain by Kirsten Minger Anderson from my 20 books I want to read in 2020. It is short, so this might happen. I still need to get to The Groves of Academe, which I picked in last month's reading check-in. I haven't done that yet, and I'm not going to pick something from my Reading a Sexy month this month because it's just not the month for that. Like, that's not going to happen, so I'm letting that go. But in theory, I have Circe as audio from the library right now too, so I might end up reading that as another one for my 20 books in 2020 list. What else? I mean, there's a lot of things I had marked down as to read, and I think I have to have a low attachment to any of those things actually happening just with the way things are progressing. Some ideas of things that I might read are a couple, like maybe I might read some of the Penny Reed Knitting in the City series books. I might get to one of those, or the Winston Brothers, because that's light and fun. The Deep by Rivers Solomon is one that I wanted to read this month, and it's pretty short, so that might be doable. Yeah, I think everything else I'm just gonna kind of let go of an attachment to getting to. I think I kind of just want to let the winds blow where they may, but that's kind of, I know this is a weird scattered update, but we're in a weird scattered time here in the world, I feel like. Yeah, it's just at the beginning of this video, when I was talking about everything that's going on, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that I'm feeling a little all over the place. There's a lot happening in the world and specifically in my personal life right now. So yeah, I need to kind of just give myself some space to do what needs to be done and kind of let a lot of the other stuff fall out. But with that being said, that is my mid-month check-in for you guys. Yeah, take care of yourselves and each other. Like, take care of everything that you need to take care of right now. You know, I think a lot of people are about to be sort of in the house a lot. So hopefully you've got a full list of things that you're hoping to get done reading-wise that you can kind of dip into. But I think that will do it for me for now. So let me know if you have anything that you're excited to get to read in the next few days, maybe like some escapist fun, Monte Cristo March, if you're doing that. Let me know how you're getting on with the Count of Monte Cristo, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think that will do it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below, and I think that will do it. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!